Clearly, the challenges on China wanting more indigenous supply and U.S. export, has created a pathway that puts more pressure on any global supplier to be able to do business with and for China. And as I would like to say, navigate it carefully. Build products, make sure that we're obeying the laws of both countries, but also then build products that are compelling. Right? If our product is the best product for China, we see them as very pragmatic and making decisions that best support their industry and their consumers and customers as well. So we need to build good products that are interesting to China, but we also have great China operations that do a very effective job partnering with the local players. And with that, we're quite enthused by the momentum that we continue to see across our product line. China is a big market for Intel today, and one that we're investing in to be a big market for Intel tomorrow as well.
$20 billion from the CHIPS Act, and that is to build out the supply chain in the United States. We've heard about TSMC and some of the cultural challenges that they have to build it out in Arizona. What is the biggest challenge for you?
Well, for us, clearly we've said the capital is critical. And as we've seen, the $8.5 billion of grants, the $11 billion of loans, the $25 billion of tax benefits, this is a big gap. And what we've said is that we have to have economic competitiveness if we're going to build these factories in the U.S. And that's what the CHIPS Act has done. It's created a level playing field if I were building a factory in Asia versus U.S. So the CHIPS Act is creating that balance. As we just talked about, is we have to get back to having the leadership technology again. So can I do it economically? Do I have competitive technologies that our products and other people's products use, which leads us to building a foundry? And that is a key piece of the strategy that I've laid out for Intel, is becoming a foundry for the world. And as I would say, we want to build everybody's chips, everybody's AI chips. We want them to be built and leveraging the U.S. factories. So we're addressing many of those gaps, but we also have to build these new factories. We've had some shortages of construction workers. We also have to have workers for these new factories. So we've started to invest in, with Department of Commerce, putting in programs for long-term talent development as well. And then, of course, we need the energy and supply chains to go into those factories. So those are some of the other challenges that we're working through. But we see very good momentum across the entire ecosystem. And as I have described, I was just in Ohio at our Ohio facility. And when we announced that site, I said, today the Rust Belt ends. Today the Silicon Heartland begins.